Hello, Facebook friends and family. Another one of my little videos here. I've written a few things on my status there on Facebook, and they've been received fairly well by people. Not many, but a few. So I thought I'd do another video. And this one's on our Constitution and us as as a people, American people, our citizens, and the way things are going. So I'm going to try and not ramble on and just ramble. I'm going to try and get to the point. First off, something I'd like to read. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. Do ordain and establish this Constitution in the United States of America. Now, I'm not sure how many people understand that or even know that that is written before at the beginning of the Constitution. It's called the preamble. Now, here's my thing. I realize this country is a whole hell of a lot bigger and a whole hell of a lot more populated than it was when the Constitution and the preamble were written and set into place. But the men that wrote it had our best interests at heart. They wanted a country that would last forever. And the way it was written, this country could and will last forever if the American people, be you black, green, yellow, purple, I don't care. Your race has nothing to do with it. You might think it does, but that's only in your mind because you're not smart enough to figure it out. They didn't see color when they wrote this Constitution. They seen this as a chance to have a country and a government that would be the envy of the world. And we were at one time. We were the envy of every nation on the face of this planet. Because we had things and we did things that were right. Now we're doing everything ass backwards. We have got a country that is dividing itself over race. There is no race. We're all human beings. I don't care whether you're green. I don't care whether you're black. I don't care whether you're yellow, you're brown, you're what color. You're a decent human being and a decent person and have integrity about yourself, then you're okay in my book. But if you're an asshole, a thug, uneducated, listening to morons who wouldn't know the Constitution if it walked up and set fire to their underwear, then I got no use for you. Everybody's got an excuse for something, and it's all when the excuse comes down and boiled down to it, they all blame it on the government, or the white man, or the black man's blaming it, or the white man's blaming it on the black man. Excuse me, there ain't nobody to blame for any of this but yourselves. You have to take responsibility for yourselves. We have let our Constitution be convoluted in the last 35, 40 years so bad it's not even funny. We are a nation of laws. Granted, we may have too many laws because a lot of them contradict each other. And we have entities inside our government which are not law enforcement entities, but yet they have their own police forces. One such example is the BLM. That's not Black Lives Matter, that's Bureau of Land Management. They have their own police force. No, that is illegal. They have no right to have their own police force. They are to work inside the states with state government and county and local officials if there's a problem with federal land. They are not to take things into their own hands and just do whatever they want willy-nilly. But they have been over the last 20 years. They've been doing whatever they felt like doing and getting away with it. Why? Because we have a bunch of numbskulls in office. They took the oath, the same oath that I took when I joined the military. I still live by that oath. And I think most vets do. It's called honor. We have honor. That's something Congress, our Washington, D.C. representatives no longer have. They have forgotten who they work for. They think that the United States, the people of the United States work for them. They forget that we're the ones that pay their paychecks. We're the ones that say, no, no, you don't do this. And they keep just ignoring us. Well, here's the thing that I'm trying to get at, folks. What was it, 3 years ago, we had a big election to get rid of and a chance to get fresh blood put in the Senate, and I think several congressional seats at the time were up for grabs, too. Well, everybody wanted to have a change and get some of these old fossils and some of these do-nothings out of office. And it was a good idea. Good idea, except for one little minor detail. About 60% of the people that we wanted to get out of office were voted back in. That's right, you dumbasses voted them right back in because you believed everything they told you. They told you what you wanted to hear and you fell for it. And now you're sitting out here crying, oh, they don't do nothing, you're not, you know. And here we go again. Oh, it's the Republicans' fault. Oh, it's the Democrats' fault. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. I'm sorry. No, it's not. It's your fault, America. Your fault. And another thing that's been bothering me a lot, I've been looking into it, about 85 to 90, I would say as much as 99% of the people who are in Congress and senators have law degrees. Why do you need a law degree to be in political office? Why? When common sense should rule the day. If this is not good for everybody, it's not good for anybody. And since when did we put people in office to listen to special interests like big oil, power companies, cable companies, phone companies? Since when do we pay them to listen to these guys and say, yeah, okay, we'll vote for them as long as you line my pocket? And that's exactly what's going on. You can't sit there and tell me it ain't. Anybody with an ounce of brains knows that these people are taking money to vote on what these people want. You've got special interests and lobbyists, and they're all one and the same as far as I'm concerned. All a lobbyist is a person paid by a special interest to try and sway congressmen and senators to vote for or against a certain bill. Well, Congress should be ashamed. Senators, the Senate, should be ashamed of themselves. They're not representing the people. I can remember when I was in the Navy and I just got stationed at I believe it was Subic Bay at the time. And the Navy got the biggest pay raise we'd had in, oh God, I don't know how many years. It was like a 7.8 or an 8% pay raise. And that was a big deal for us. We're going, oh yeah, cool. The military got this. But then it came out just a little while after the pay raise was voted through that Congress, in their ultimate wisdom, that's senators and our representatives, the congressmen, in a backroom deal, decided to vote themselves a 51% pay raise. Now, can you sit there and tell me what these guys do in Washington, D.C., where they deserve $200,000 a year? Plus, they get 100 and some odd days a year off, holidays, paid holidays. They get free medical. They get unlimited sick leave. And they get a retirement check. And they don't even do 20 years with the government. Some of them do 1 or 2 terms and they've got a $100,000 paycheck for the rest of their damn, every month for the rest of every year for the rest of their damn lives. That's not right. That's not fair. America, if you want to make this country great again, we have got to clean house. That means every one of them idiots sitting in office right now has got to go. Fresh blood. And we put term limits on them. You got 2 terms. You don't do what you need to be doing, you're gone. Even if you do what you need to be doing, you're gone. 2 terms, you're out of there. Because we don't need this crap of lifelong politicians. Because anybody that has watched politics for as many years as I have, and as closely as I have, can see what happens. I've seen good men, I mean damn good men, go to Washington, D.C. and within sight of 2 years, they're as crooked as a dog's hind leg. They'd sell their mother's eye teeth for $1 to put in their pocket. They'll tell you what you want to hear, and the whole time they're telling you what you want to hear and shaking your hand, they're shoving a knife in your back. This is not what the Constitution was written. This is not how the Constitution was written. This is not what it said. Our forefathers said it many times. Do not let the government get too big. Then you have tyranny. And this is what we've got now, tyranny. I've seen our First Amendment rights butchered to whereas it is, as it stands today, if you're on the side of the Democrats, which I guess they call liberals, it don't make any difference to me what you call them. You're either a Democrat or a Republican, or you're a independent like me. I vote for whoever I damn well feel like, and if anybody don't like it, well, you know what I got to say about that. Tough shit. But they're allowed to say anything they want and get away with it. But yet, somebody like me, that's an independent, says something along those lines. Oh, good God, you can't say that. That's a no-no. We're going to have to make a law against that. You can't say that. But yet, the same people will say the same thing even after the law has been put in place and get away with it. It seemed to be okay for our leaders, like Hillary Clinton, for one, to sit in front of Congress and blatantly lie. And sit there and say, oh, well, it was all caused, Benghazi, prime example, it was all caused by a video. And then not even a month or 2 later, she's saying, well, we knew this was going to happen, and we knew it wasn't because of a video. And then when people that have some backbone and spine question her, what comes out of her mouth is, what difference does it make now at this point in time? Well, it makes a lot of difference to people who lost families, lost loved ones. It makes a world of difference. And these are the people that you're voting for. People that will sit there and bald-faced lie and then get up in front of you when they're running for the office and tell you, oh, I never said that. And it's in video. It's in print. The world has heard it. But yet you guys are too stupid to understand it. You get somebody like Donald Trump. Now, I don't agree with everything Donald Trump says. I don't agree with it. Don't get me wrong. But the man says it. And he's not afraid to say it. And the man is running his own campaign. He's not taking any money from anybody. He's paying for it out of his own pocket. He's a billionaire. For crying out loud. That says something right there. He wants to do what's right by this country. And that's what we need. Somebody who would do something right by this country. Not somebody who's going to hand Iran free reign for nuclear experimentation. Oh, hell no. Not somebody who's going to sell all our uranium rights to the Russians. That's our uranium, not the Russians. It belongs to us. But it was sold by Hillary Clinton to the Russians. They own it now. All the gold that's in Fort Knox does not belong to the United States of America. You know who that gold belongs to? I can tell you exactly who that gold belongs to. It belongs to Egypt. That's right, Egypt. America, you have got to wake up, because if you don't wake up and support somebody who's got the balls to say and do and stir things up in Washington, D.C. and get this country back on track, then we're lost. And once we're lost, anybody that starts whining at me and crying, I'm going to look at them and say, who'd you vote for? Well, I voted for Hillary. And I'm going to just look at him, shake my head, and say, well, you're the stupid son of a bitch that voted for. People tried to tell you, but you wouldn't listen. All you seen was a woman. Well, we need a woman in office. No, we don't. We need somebody in office that's got some brains and common sense. Donald Trump's got brains, and he's got common sense. Sure, he's crude as hell. But you know what? I don't care. I don't care. Andrew Jackson was crude as hell. Well, that's all I got to say, folks. I'm just hoping that you all wake up and see what is happening and where this country's going. And remember, the beginning of the Constitution says, we the people. It does not say, we, Congress, and President and Senate run the country. It says, we the people. We pay their salaries. They better start towing them. But they're not going to, as long as y'all sit there and let them get away with it. And like I've said before, there's nobody to blame for the shape this country's in but y'all that are watching this video. I'm just as guilty as the rest of you, but I'm only one person. I've tried to get people to wake up and smell the coffee and get a movement going, but nobody wants to join in. Now we've got a person who's got a movement going. Make America great again. It can be done. But we just got to have leadership and people up there in office doing what is supposed to be done according to the Constitution. Not according to what some stupid little group of oil tycoons or electrical tycoons or tennis shoe tycoons say by greasing their pockets. They need to say, no, take your goddamn special interest and stick it where the sun don't shine. This is the way it's going to be. We're following the Constitution. Bring these companies back to the United States. Put Americans back to work. Obama says, oh, our economy is doing great. No, it's not. That's a bullshit story from the word go. Unemployment is higher now than it was when he was elected 8 years ago. And you can't sit there and tell me it ain't, because they're lying to you about the statistics. The statistics are approved by Washington, D.C. before they're ever published. All you got to do is go look around you. You'll see what I'm talking about. Y'all have a good one, folks. Take care and think about what I'm saying.